you do not have to speak really, really fast. You only have to speak at a pace so that you have the time to focus on the eyes of the audience. You have the time to move your hands around, gesticulate a little, but not too much like clown. But you have enough time to position yourself, look at everyone, make a wide glance, and then focus on some people at like 1 or 2 seconds at a time, right? And so when I speak to you, I will look something like this. I don't look at you intently like I'm going to murder you, but I will look at you with a very confident gaze, saying, meaning, implying that what I'm saying to you is correct, and you have the power to believe it or not, but still I am correct, right? Another thing is that when Uyên talks, she put her hands down. When at first she slammed her hands down like that. It's okay to gain attention, but it's not okay to gain a first impression. The first impression always has to be that you respect the listeners. Moreover, you respect the other team. And so, to begin with, always put out a nice formal greetings. For example, greetings, fellow schoolmates, greetings to the esteemed fellow debaters, and especially good afternoon to you, honorable judges, and to the audience. My name is I'm from this team, and we are here to it will gain attention just as well. And when you really have a point to make, later on in the course of the debate, you can slam your hands down, but not to an extent which sounds aggressive or too aggressive. It will put the judges impression down a little bit, because think about it. All popular debate is all about formality, and the other thing when you stand upon the podium is that always reposition yourself. Like Marvin, he did move around a bit, but that's okay, because what I really paid attention to was his mouth, his eyes, and his head. If his head was too down like Uyên, I would pay attention to that. If his head moved around, shake around like that a lot, I would pay attention. But he moved around. He only moved his body around, not his head, not so much his head. Therefore, I don't really have to consider that into judging the debate, because the body itself cannot may speak for the argument, but in the broadest term of concept and information, I don't really have to pay attention to his body. I really have to pay attention to his mouth to catch the words. And so what Marvin did was good, in the sense that he let the listeners focus on his mouth more, because he looked at them at a 90-degree angle, right? And he spread it a gaze like this. And then he spoke in a sense that which is clearest, and not like Zay, not like Chen Pi-ling, who spoke in the way that the other team could not hear it. But he spoke in a way that everyone could hear it. He just wanted to make his points clear, so that even the judges don't have any questions about it. Okay? And Marvin did move around a lot, so he moved from left to right, from right to left, to maintain his position at a podium, meaning that I'm a human. I move around so I can speak to you. From the left to the right, can everyone hear me? Then if you glance at them, then glance back, it will mean yes. Okay, like you reply yes, like yes, I can hear you, and then you move on to this section, and if they glance back at you, then you say like, okay, you hear me, and then you center yourself on the podium again, your hands relaxed like this, like Marvin did, means that I completely have nothing to be nervous about, and then you speak. The body language implies the state of feeling that you are experiencing. For example, you will want to appear serious, then you do not have to move around a lot, but you really have to look stern in the face, and your arms don't wave around a lot or relaxedly like Marvin did. Your arms would do sudden, abrupt, and very controlled movements, like swing down like this, or this, and this, or even this, or even this. It will put a seriousness into your arguments. But what Marvin did, he did it because he wanted the audience to be a bit more relaxed, so they could pay attention to his sarcastic arguments, right? And so what he did is that he just he swung the arms around, embracing them, or he just did a mild swing. He didn't put a lot of force into his movements, and therefore he is relaxed. Or at least he appears serene, calm. People believe him. Because, seriously, if a guy believes in himself that much, then, I would believe him. He's not nervous, he's not a liar, he's telling the truth. That's what I'm experiencing right now, he's telling the truth. That's why he's not moving his arms around. People who, look down a lot, people who are really nervous, shaking this way and that, not like Marvin. Those people are not to be trusted as Marvin. And so he put an impression within the audience that he is to be trusted, and that what he's saying makes sense because he believes in it. And so that another point that comes to mind is that when you debate, you really have to put yourself within what you say. You do not have to lie. You do not have to speak the firm truth, the strict truth, but at least believe in what you are saying. That is right. Believe that what you're saying has a point, and you just want to put every point you have across successfully, and so you will control yourself better, right? You do not have to doubt whatever it is you are saying to make your case better. Once in a while, you do have to have doubt, because then you will be able to predict. Like I said, you predict what the opponents will say, but most of the time, I would advise you to stay calm and speak as clearly as possible at a pace which suits every ear in the room, right? Every ear in the room, because now and then you have to speak in front of an audience, and I expected to speak in a large audience than this, so I am speaking in the most controlled pace that I could afford, right? You could hear my every word right now. Is that correct? Or at least I think you are hearing my every word right now. It means that I'm attempting to make you sympathize with me. In the course of the debate, there will come a point where emotions come into play. When your arguments get a bit weak, or if you have doubt in yourself, then you have to re-encourage the audience into believing that what I'm saying is real, it is true. Please believe in me. Imply that sentence into every move that you make. And therefore the audience will be thinking, because they want to sympathize with you. It's an emotional bond. In the debate itself, in essence, should be formal. In the public debate, the formality is put up front. It's the main priority. But that doesn't stop the debaters from creating a subterranean, a secret emotional bond by means of glancing, by means of body language, by means of tone. It's a two-way thing. The judges believe in you, and you believe in yourself, and you believe that the judges will believe you, and therefore you have a mutual bond which lasts throughout the debate. And therefore you will have a psychological effect, which means that you will be a bit more favored if you appear a bit submissive in times, but appear really aggressive at times as well. It's called flexibility, right? And the emotional bond is created by flexibility and by the implementation of the body language which I have just mentioned. The relaxation, the calm tone, and the consistent eye contact, which people really buy into what you're saying. Backward a bit and reposition yourself. Create a few second pause, for example, a 3-second pause. It will get attention. It will get you time to prepare yourself again, and most importantly, you will have the chance to experience what I call a refreshing moment, which is that when you are saying what you are saying is too much for you to handle, and you are on the verge of running out of things to say, you use that pause to create a fresh new thing for you to say, or just reiterate, paraphrase what you have already said in a more perfect manner, as you can put it. And so, again, I would like to tell you that to sum up everything within the course of debate only means the only things that you have to really care about is your conviction. Do you believe in what you are saying or not? If you believe, then you know what you're saying. If you believe, you can plan what you are going to say. And if you believe, you will not abandon what you have said. The second thing is to remain calm. If you remain calm, you remain in control. Control of yourself, your body, the way you move, control of the state of argument, because when on the podium, you think of yourself as a king addressing the people, right? Every word has a sense of gravity in it. And if you remain calm enough, you will be in control of every grain of argument, every letter, every word that you say. Put it to the people so they can receive it, so as to believe in what you're saying, as you believe in yourself. Right? So stay calm, stay cool, and always maintain conviction. Which means that in the end, a good debater is not an aggressive debater, it's not a smart debater, because you don't have to be really smart to be a debater. The successful debater is the one that maintains control over everything within the span of his or her debating round, right? And that is the individual part of the debating.